Welcome. This is the very first edition of football analysis for the year 2023. It's a little bit weird having to refer to 2022 as last year. Welcome. Of course, football never stops, and we have a lot to talk about, a lot to uncover. We had a lot of rounds of football go down from the 30th up until now. We still have games coming up tonight. All that and more we're going to be talking about, of course, on today's show. Welcome. This is Football Analysis on your number one online television station, SEETV. My name is Omola Bakaraji, and you know how we do it. Well, in case you do not know, welcome. We talk all things football here, happenings in the world of football. For the Bundesliga, they are still on holidays. They're enjoying their break. For the Serie A, they're back in action. The La Liga, not yet back in action. We had Copa del Rey go down yesterday, so we have a lot to talk about in that regard. For the Premier League, it hasn't stopped, and a lot to uncover. Some very shocking results, some not so shocking results, and we're seeing teams fight for survival, and the fight for the Premier League title is still going on strong as well. Of course, I'm not doing the show alone. You get to see what it is I have with me in the studio in a little bit. I'll be going on a very short break. When I return, football analysis continues. Stick around, I'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still football analysis on CTV. Joining me on today's show, you already guessed it. I've got the man himself, Ayobiojo Ibrahim, aka Easy Baba, with me in the studio. Hi and welcome.
Number one. I'm doing good.
Are we? Do we come with that into the new year?
Yeah, I had to just use number one to start the new year, people. Number one. Ibrahim Adin is sleeping. Ibrahimovic is sleeping. Easy Baba is back. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't know.
I'm just trying to explain to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. All right. So happy New Year. This is the very first episode, the first edition of uh, football analysis,
yeah.
or for this year 2023. And talking about New Year resolution, do you have any footballing resolutions, as in what you want your team to do for you, what you like for them not to do, and they should leave it in 2022?
Yeah. Okay. First one, qualify for the Champions League. Two, get
They
Jude
qualified
Bellingham.
last year, though.
Get Jude Bellingham. Two, this one is a far-fetched dream and all, but if you can get Kylian Mbappe.
Well, if wishes were horses here,
Yeah,
right?
so
I don't see that happening.
you don't see that happening. I actually do see it happening though, because if Mbappe was to leave PSG, it's going doesn't apart from Real Madrid,
You can't see our paths.
no,
It's
Real Madrid
a
is his
place.
choice, right? It's his choice, first choice. Just like you're going to school after jam, there's a first choice and the second choice. Everybody knows Real Madrid's first choice. You know the second choice.
Where's
Now.
the second choice? You guys can pay for him, though.
You can't FSG. Hey, I go work out
Except some new money comes in
yeah,
to the
we
club.
are expecting some Saudi money though, so hopefully it comes in quick, so we can splash the cash.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay, talking about football in action,
Yeah.
the Premier League for starters, the game hasn't stopped. So if you missed it, if at any point in time you're thinking, is there actually games? If you check, you'd have realized you've missed about 2 games that were cracking games. Let's start with the game that went down on the 30th of December. We have a lot to cover.
That was
I
match day
promise you
18.
guys. Yeah, and we had West Ham taking on Brentford. West Ham returned to losing ways. It's been very hard
Yeah.
for the Hammers to get a win, and there's a reason for their precarious positioning right now on the table. But hey, shout out to Brentford, Ivan Toney, and Josh Da Silva.
Yeah.
2 goals, 2 good goals. End of discussion. First half and game was over.
Game was over.
For David Moyes, really, what exactly has got to change? What something needs to change. We know that, right?
True.
But what exactly has got to change for them to actually, not be in the championship next season?
Well, mentality first things first. Mentality. Their mentality has to change. The Premier League mentality seems to have evaded them, and I still don't understand how it has been. Are we going to say it is their travels to Europe for the Europa Conference League that has been the problems? We don't know. We can't say. Their travels into the Europa Conference League has been very, very fruitful for them. They have literally won every single round they have played in. And now, back in the Premier League, they have been shambolic to say the least. They are where they are right now just because of their own doing of not trying to get... These guys still have the same set of players they had last season and 2 seasons ago. They still have Mikel Antonio, and Mikel Antonio is just gone. I don't even know how to explain it. Their main attacking threat this season has been Gianluigi Scamacca, and I can't call him a scam, but he's been trying his best. But he still looks Shaky, Jarrell Bowen, Declan Rice, every one of them have not been coming to the party in the Premier League. It's been hard on David Moyes. It's been hard on the Hammers fans, and to say the least, it has been hard on, like, if you love football and you watch West Ham prior to all this, you feel somehow, you feel bad for David Moyes, actually speaking. You feel bad for him. But it is what it is. To change their condition, their situation. I said it before. They have to look at their mentality, what has gone wrong, sit down as a team, and I thought the World Cup break was going to do well for them, but just like they continued in the same state. So I wish them good things. Honestly speaking, because I honestly want West Ham in the Premier League. They're one of the teams that, like, don't reason that yeah, boogie team will beat them all the time. Fine, that one day, but they have one of the best stadiums. They play good football. I have, like, players I love in West Ham. There's Pablo Fornals. There's Declan Rice. I just mentioned
It's Bowen as well.
Jared Bowen,
It's
especially.
Kamaka.
Come on, I hope they do well, and I don't, as much as I don't really, let me use the word fancy David Moyes, probably because of his previous
The stint
engagements
with Manchester
Everton
United.
and
Yeah.
Manchester United. So, but he's a good person, he's a good manager, it's obvious, and I want the best for the old man. I don't want him to finish his Premier League career as a relegation person. So I hope they do well.
Okay, and that is for West Ham United. For the other side of the party, though, Brentford are having a fantastic time. And yeah, they won this one. It wasn't not easy peasy, but they got the job done, kept a clean sheet. And
Mhm.
on to the next one, there you go. Liverpool taking on Leicester City. That game had a lot to talk about. Very interesting one. Liverpool did not score a single goal, and
But they
yet
want to win, eh?
they had, yeah, 2 goals to 1. It ended. The man who was unlucky to score 2 own goals in less than how many minutes apart for his team would Fairs, the unlucky man for Leicester City, scoring the own goal, centre back. And for Leicester City, they did try. They actually went ahead in this particular one.
Mhm.
Dewsbury, or the man who got gifted that assist, as it were, and he capitalized on it, and he did the needful.
Yeah.
That was 3 points in the bag for Liverpool. We had seen them again. We'll get to that game in a bit. We've seen them
Yeah.
again before this one, but this particular game, yeah, this is okay. Back to action. Back to okay. We've missed club football.
Straight up.
We've resumed. We knew Jurgen Klopp and his boys needed to do something to tweak something. Something had
Yeah.
got to give. But that game for you, were you impressed with your boys? Were you satisfied with what you saw? 3 points in the bag, yes, no doubt. But was that enough for you to say, okay, Liverpool, they're back, or something has changed?
Okay. I can't really say they're back. Honestly speaking, you have to be realistic. They are not really back at all. During the break, like the World Cup break, they went for a warm weather training in Dubai, and as news trickled out was the fact that the reason, more like what they were most focused on, was avoid conceding as early as they have been conceding this season. Get your pressing back on track and every other thing. So first game back, and it's just like it's still the same.
What changed?
Nothing changed. Quick goal by Dewsbury Hall, and the goal was actually funny though, from the midfield. They got their
Got
backline
gifted.
confused.
Endo was
Every
non-existent. You had your centre backs out of position. A
and
lot was just going on.
yeah, and trust Bernard Rogers. Once his team score first, he smells blood and he goes out like, yeah, go and kill them all. And for the first 30-45 minutes, it was not funny for the Liverpool what's called defenders. The Ayoze Perez, Vardy, Vance, everyone was all over them. They were just trying to get in behind the lines and get something more apart from the one goal. Second half came and Liverpool woke up a bit. The whole first half, Leicester didn't show them no face. But second half, something happened, right? I don't really know the name of the guy that scored the 2 goals, but at least he showed his face for Liverpool. So
You just had to do it again. So talking about that, I mean, we had all 3 goals came in the first half, right?
yeah,
And it was very interesting the fact that Liverpool did not score a goal. They did score a goal technically, right?
Mhm.
Just no Liverpool player scored a goal. That's my
Yeah.
point. But okay, they are ahead. To see if they can cement something, but it wasn't clicking for me. I
no,
kept on
at all.
watching, like, sorry, I'm seeing a jersey. It wasn't the regular red, in case you're wondering, though.
Yeah.
It was the green, and I was like, okay, maybe they swapped out something. But anywho, 3 points in the back for the
No,
boys, for the
it,
Reds.
it was not. It was truly. It was not an impressive 3-1. 2-1 actually against Leicester. It was not really impressive. It was just there. I was not done with the analysis because I still wanted to lambast some people. But I just want to just leave them because
You need to move
I
on
we just move on
earlier
from
this
it.
year.
Our midfield has been the problem. We all know, and it needs reinforcement actually. But we don't know what is wrong with FSG and dropping the cash. They don't know how to splash the cash, but they know how to take it. So I'm not going to take more. I'm not going to say more than that. So I don't want this man looking for me on my door.
All right, Wolves taking on Manchester United. A lone goal it ended, and that was what gave Manchester United the win. Marcus Rashford has been in quite the form. Is resumed in quite the fashion. Is being the man for Manchester United. 3 points in the bag for Eric Ten Hag, and something that is very notable to mention is the clean sheet. David De Gea is back because Wolves did throw quite a lot at them.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, Wolves are fighting for survival. They
Yeah.
did try to show Manchester United
Yeah.
what they were made of. But hey, they couldn't get anything out of that. Talking about the man who has been having such a fantastic time
Marcus.
in goal, in
In
front
goal,
of goal,
okay,
like at the
okay,
end,
okay.
different ends of the pitch. They're just doing so well.
Yeah.
This game for you, from a Manchester United point of view, I think we're starting to see what Eric Ten Hag is doing. We're seeing practically everybody come to the party. We're seeing. It seems like it's a rebirth of Wan-Bissaka.
a new
In
level of
Luke Shaw,
seriousness.
in Casemiro has always been Casemiro if you watch him at Real Madrid. And we're seeing him, he's settled in so well,
Yeah.
so good. Fernandez is having an amazing time. Christian Eriksen as well, like everywhere across board. There's so much healthy competition in the United side right now.
Yeah.
And do you think that United are actually back?
I can't really see they are back, but they're on the track of being back. It is obvious. It's a steady progress, and their progress is very, very impressive. It's and what is actually more fascinating is their manager, Eric Ten Hag. He came in as a no-nonsense manager, showed his grit with the Cristiano Ronaldo situation, handled it properly again with the Jadon Sancho situation. That same match we were talking about, there was an incident regarding Marcus Rashford coming late to the training ground, and he didn't even bother that. Okay, this is a man that has been making it for me this season right now. You are still going to be on the bench because you were late, you were this, you were that, but you get your chance, right? He got his chance, took it, gave them the 3-pointer, and he came back later to apologize to everybody. I was like, it was all my fault. I did this. I'm talking about Marcus Rashford, right? It was all my fault. I did this, I did that. The coach found it. It was right for me to sit down on the bench and make an impact when I come in as a sub, and that is exactly what he did. Marcus Rashford aside, Eric Ten Hag naturally has turned each and every of these players into the best form of themselves. Look at Wan-Bissaka. I've literally not seen Wan-Bissaka do out a good cross. He's giving us fantastic crosses right now. Have you seen Luke Shaw? Is
at some point I have to wonder, like, is he a midfielder these days?
The name they used to call him prior to even Eric Ten Hag appointment is now looking like he's Roberto Carlos, or what they used to call him. I'm trying to remember, but each and every one of them are like playing beautifully well. Casemiro has been an impressive addition to these guys. Is it their midfield? Is it their defense? Is it their attack? He helps out with each and every one of them seamlessly. And see, if there is a loophole in a team and the manager sees the loophole and adjusts the loophole with the right personnel, forget it will work. And that's what we are seeing with Eric Ten Hag and these boys right now. They are on a good stead. They are going great. Them not stumbling is a fallacy. They are still going to stumble. It is natural, but it's how they recover from that stumbling that will make them, that will make everybody else see the seriousness in this Manchester United team. Like, oh, these guys are truly back. So good one for Man U, actually. Absolutely
good one. On the other side of Manchester, though, we had Manchester City taking on Everton, and it was quite the game. The man who has become the inevitable one, talking about Erling Haaland, of course, got himself on the score sheet.
Instead of saying his name.
Okay, but I will mention his name anyway. He got himself on the score sheet, of course, and it was 1-0 to Manchester City. We're expecting more goals because of our City have been in peril all season long, but Everton said no. And talk about that goal from Demarai Gray. What a way to equalize at the Etihad. What a way to give your team the point. What a way to give your team a fighting chance. And maybe, just maybe, Everton will be staying on. in the season, next season in the Premier League. But the performance from Everton, right? It wasn't all that.
Yes,
We have
wasn't
to
top
tell you,
notch.
it wasn't all that. City were all over them. At some point, you had to say City were unlucky not to get a second, right? Because of how
True.
many chances they did have.
Yeah.
Shout out to Everton, though. I had one shot on target. What a way to take that shot. What a way to get that goal. What a way to actually get something off of that game. From a Pep Guardiola side, it has to be a disappointment. I mean, they
Mid-term
were so good.
disappointment.
They were so good not to
Mm-hmm.
get a maximum point.
Mm-hmm.
For Frank Lampard, though, and aside, what a way to actually get a point.
Yeah. Lampard is just like Robin Hood. Take points off the rich, go give it to the poor. I'm so sorry I had to say that, but it's just the reality. But the game, come on. He rallied his boys, he rallied his troops, and they delivered for him. Even if it was not a 3 points, that 1 point felt like a 3 pointer, and I totally understand because we were facing Manchester City at the head. He had a full strength Manchester City, and they were able to like shackle all the attacks. They brought everything they did. We know the robotic man, how dangerous that guy is, but they only limited him to a goal, and that goal was just like, I'm not gonna say tapping, but he did what he needed to do. He was in the right position at the right time, striker's instinct, right? After that, they cut him out. All game, it was as if Alan was non-existent. De Bruyne kept looking for him with passes and all, but they and look at that guy, my Grace goal now. 865,000 keep pass.
Exaggeration much?
No, they cash on. I'm just saying, but it was actually a very, very good win for Everton.
Yeah,
It felt like a
it's
win.
a draw, but
Yeah,
hey, you
it
have to
felt,
feel like a win.
felt like a win. And yeah, they didn't really follow up in the next game, but they derailed Manchester City's pursuit of Arsenal in top spots. And yeah, I would say Lampard, it didn't really impress me with with the aftermath of the game, but that game was impressive. The defensive nuances of his boys were intact, perfect. Don't do this, don't do that, don't pass it, don't do it. Hey, they did well. And Guardiola now, trust Guardiola when he's frustrated. Guardiola can play with 9 attackers, and when he's frustrated, and he could have actually what's it called, beat him in the leg because there was a very late foray by
Like a counter.
Everton that could have easily led to the second goal. Well, good one for Lampard. Not really good one for Manchester City, but yeah, they're still second and they're still on the hunt for the league. So it remains up to Everton to see if they are going to relegate, hopefully, and maybe stay in the league.
Okay, and away from that one, Fulham have been having quite a time in the Premier League. They've come in and they have settled. We cannot say the same for Southampton, though. 2 goals to 1, it ended in favour of Fulham. James Ward-Prowse actually got a goal for the other side. Okay, it was an own goal, an unfortunate one, and we had João Panini as well on the score sheet for Fulham. And then James
They
Ward-Prowse
scored twice now.
scoring on the other side.
They scored twice.
Yeah,
Nice
top
up.
side.
Very, very beautiful
Top
brace.
side. And see, own goals are so unfortunate. Like it upsets me for the players involved. It's so
Yeah.
painful. But hey, what a goal from James Ward-Prowse! What a free kick! What
First of the season.
right?
Very,
And
very odd from him.
it's something he does normally.
Yeah,
Something
very
he does
odd.
usually. So 2 goals to 1 it ended for Fulham. I mean, we've waxed lyrical about these boys. We've talked about their performances and how great they have been all season, and it's just something so beautiful to say the very least. And it's very exciting to note that Fulham. Okay, before this game though, they weren't exactly in 7th place, but during this game, I beg your pardon, there was another game after this one, like I keep reiterating. But Fulham right now are 7th on the Premier League log. They're tied on points with Liverpool. Like, can you beat that? 7th, like from a team coming off of the championship. They were in peril, though. I should mention Alexander Mitrovic. He owned the championship, but hey, he's back right now in the Premier League, and we're seeing what he can do. Your thoughts on Fulham's? I don't think we should be talking about their survival anymore in the
They are
Premier
not.
League.
They're in the Premier
They are
League to stay.
living.
They are in the Premier League to stay.
They're
for
not
this
just
season.
existing, you know.
And yeah,
For Southampton, though.
Before I talk to Southampton, Fulham has broken the jinx of the trade they used to have with Norwich. You go, you come, you come, you go, and it's fantastic for them. Every one of them, their mentality has changed. They don't want to be the championship champions, where they come to the Premier League and get beaten, go back to the championship and they are the kings. Mitrovic scoring 906 goals. It's all different right now. The man is in the Premier League and is one of the top 5 goal scorers in the Premier League right now. Not only the top 5 Premier League goal scorers, Fulham are in the top 10, as you just said, comfortably, comfortably in the top 10. And see, I'm pretty sure the whole Fulham board, manager, and everything felt like something had to change regarding the way they used to come and go, and it's working well for them. I'm so happy for them on their side. Southampton, on the other hand, are looking, and it is looking more destined that they're going to be following, more like they're going to be the one taking the mantle Fulham drops in going to the championship, and it's very, very bad. Yeah, I was a few months ago talking about how Rafa Arsenal hasn't done anything for these guys. He has literally not improved on the players or in the team and everything. He got fired, right? The manager in charge right now is literally doing worse than he was, because at least Arsenal will still look for draws if he's not winning. But this man is just like he's comfortable with losing. And right now his team at 20th. Southampton at 20th. Sorry, you're not going back into the Premier League. You're going to the Championship. I beg. I'm just going to miss what Prowse. I'm going to miss Prowsey and the free kicks.
He just might be moving though.
He might be moving, but see. The coach cannot tell you where to pass. The coach cannot tell you where to kick the ball, where to hit the net, where you have to make a cross. He will only do his part in this is how you are meant to stand, this is how you are meant to play, but some players will just frustrate you. Che Adams has been fantastic, but this season has been
and thank you. I'm very glad you mentioned that. For Southampton, they've not been creating so many chances, but the few that they do,
yeah,
they are so wasteful in front of goal.
And you'll be annoyed on their behalf. Like, hello, that is literally an open goal, but they will decide to waste it. I don't know what their problem is. I just talked about Che Adams. Even our own boy, Joe Aribo, he's just there, like not being there. Sam Edozie has been the spark, and that guy will be literally like, did I make the wrong signature in my life? I just left Manchester City and signed for Southampton for a 5-year deal. I didn't even go to Fulham. I didn't even go to Leicester. I went to Southampton. And Southampton at 20th. I just hope to God that Manchester have a buyback clause on his contract. I'll just have to 1 season. So this boy will move. That Sam Edozie is a spark for Southampton. Big time player for them.
Something surely has to change. Something has got to go.
Honestly.
If they're going to be staying on in the Premier League, away from that, we have Bournemouth taking on Crystal Palace. It was quite the game for the Palace boys, and also quite the game for Jordan Ayew, and he got a goal finally after forever. We have to mention the very Chase, of course, on the score sheet as well. So 2 first-half goals, and that was it. End of service. So, and Crystal Palace got the maximum point in this one. Bournemouth have been quite shaky. Okay, so we've had the exit of the former manager who brought them on to the Premier League, and it's just very interesting. They just have a spark of grains here and there, just sprinkling, but the red is aplenty. How do you like your red? For Bournemouth, and by reds I mean losses, and they've not been having quite the time in the Premier League, and they are in that relegation zone. A lot of things going on in that particular zone. It's neck to neck action going on there. For Palace though, they've not been exquisite, they've not been terrific, but they are holding on. Yeah,
they're holding on, they're surviving. Patrick Vieira is doing a fantastic job with these boys, with the top 4 boys. I used to mention Ulisse, Zaha, Eze, and Osman Edouard. Those boys have been fantastic for him this season. I always said Jordan Ayew is the joker among them, and I'm not mincing my words. I'm saying it factually. Jordan Ayew is one of the worst Premier League strikers of all time. This man has 5 Premier League goals in 96 appearances, and 95. You are wearing a 96 actually.
No, it was 4 in 94.
It was 4 in 94, 5 in 95,
including the last game.
He literally had a clear-cut chance. You
don't kick him out when he's down.
He's not down. He's earning his money. Wearing the number 9 for Crystal Palace. You are claiming there's nothing Palace about him. There's nothing crystal about him at all. He has wasted so many chances for these guys that they should be way above where they are right now. Their goals, their attacking impetus have been solely dependent on these boys I mentioned. You are supposed to be the main man to be let him be a big. Southampton, Crystal Palace. So I said that's the club is actually supposed to be in, because I'm not lying. See, you are a striker, you're supposed to do more. You're supposed to do more. Andre, are you? I'm just saying that's a
But yeah,
baller.
we did see.
We saw Andre, are you now? We saw their dad. I didn't see their dad, but
We
we
heard
know
of it.
about their
Yeah,
dad.
exactly.
Yeah, so well, there's always gonna be a bad egg in the family. So that one day
I
but
have no aunt in this.
that's just what's it called obvious criticism. I had to just criticize him. I hope to God he sees this and work on himself. If he doesn't work on himself, bye bye. He deserves to hear this kind of words because come on, bro. And did you see this goal? Apart, who made the goal? Who made the assist? What's it called? Olise. Olise
Yeah.
had 2 assists in that game. Eze's goal was fantastic. Zaha was everywhere for the.
Ayu's goal was quite good.
Which Ayu's goal was quite good. Header. My
It
grandma would score
it was pitch perfect.
My grandma.
And it got the job done.
My
Okay, away from that, guys, we have Newcastle taking on Leeds United. And talking about Newcastle, am I impressed or am I impressed? You guessed it. I am impressed. Eddie Howe has been working some magic right there, and we're seeing it. St. James's Park is bubbling. Leeds United, they cannot say the same thing, but I mean, they got something out of that game against Newcastle. And on paper, before that game, if someone had told me that Leeds would get a point off of Newcastle, I would have argued.
No, I would not
Talking
argue.
about, for me, talking about how imperial Newcastle have been. Leeds United have got to change something. They've been quite exciting for me. What they lack is that cutting edge for Leeds. Newcastle have not lacked cutting edge. You get, so I feel like that difference would matter. 1-0, 2-1, something would change. But no, it didn't. And shout out to Leeds United for actually getting something off of Newcastle. Shout out to Newcastle for actually being in the top 4 conversation in the first place. Come on, I'm talking about
2 back-to-back goalless draws.
So there is that, and it's how tight at the back they've been able to keep things, and yet score goals like it's going out of fashion. And you see all of these guys talking about the Newcastle forward. You're like, what is this resurgence? Like, we've seen these guys in the Premier League for a couple of years.
The resurgence. Money.
Okay, there is that.
Money is, see, let's be realistic. Money will motivate even the most laziest person, and that's just the reality. These guys got taken over by the Saudi consortium. They know that their salary is, if they do well, their salary will go from £15,000 to £250,000, or £15,000. Let's be modest. From £15,000, like £80,000 or £100,000. That's if I play well. If I play well, football.
Watch me.
Look at Miguel Almiron. Come on.
It's incredible.
Look at Joel Linton. Look at Jeremy and Jamal Lascelles. Look at that former Arsenal boy, Joe Willock.
It's quite impressive.
Now you're talking about their defense, right? They had Jamal Lascelles. We know Lascelles to be a moderate defender, like not too much, doesn't do too much, and he's not really how would I put it? He's not part of the top defenders, but he knows how to hold.
He's also there somewhere.
Then the money came in. They went to get Sven Botman from Lille. If you don't know Sven Botman, please go. Come on. The only reason this guy is not starting at the Dutch national team is because they have Van Dijk and they have Ake. This man is something fantastic, and he's still a young guy. I think he's 23 or 24 right now. Got this guy for, I think, for 40-45 million pounds, and he's been see, everybody has been looking at Almiron. They've been looking at even their manager Eddie Howe. But go and check what Sven Botman has been doing for this team. Perfect. Trippier. See, right now Newcastle now looks like a big team to an extent because all their players are playing fantastically well. That you have to say that, wow, these boys
I didn't know you had that.
You had that, and Joel Linton sacrificed his midfield, what's it called, his striking position, turned himself into a midfielder, and is doing fantastically well there. Sean Longstaff, come on. I said I've talked about Almiron. Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson was like, Isaac, you come, this one.
I ain't leaving this place, sugar.
That's how it's supposed to be in a football team, and they are doing so good that even if they stumble today, it will feel like, even if they lose today, it will feel like a storm. They'll come back and win the next game. We have never said that about Newcastle before, even when Obafemi Martins was in there. Right now, it is looking all lot of difference. And see, Eddie Howe has been fantastic. He's been one of fantastic. To me, he has been my manager of the season. Right now, he has been my manager of the season. Newcastle has been my team of the season. Yeah, second to Arsenal. I'm not going to be like, I'm not
Okay.
going to lie. Second to Arsenal, but Newcastle has been amazing.
And something that is very notable of mention, I mean, you did mention Boatman, and is the fact that Newcastle have scored, they've considered just 11 goals, the least of any team in the Premier League this season,
Have you seen
which
Boatman?
is showing you, it is showing and pointing at something. Something has clicked in that back line,
Yeah.
and we are seeing the effect.
Yeah, something has absolutely, you are right. Something has absolutely clicked in that back line, and they got they all got baptized and christened easily by the person at the back. And Nick, I've forgotten his first name, second name though, but you know what it is.
See, it's alright. The Pope is the man in case you
Yeah.
miss the joke. Okay,
Most
and
clean sheets right now in the Premier League. With 10.
it's just amazing, and the kind of saves he makes, even when you do break
Yes, no.
free, if you get a ball in behind the defense right there. Shout out to him. Away from that one, we have the boys who are so hot right now. People can't handle them. I'm talking about Arsenal. Arsenal taking on Brighton. They were home, or they were away, beg your pardon, at the Amex. And 2 goals to 4, it ended in favor of the Gunners. Bukayo Saka, he just heard the referee whistle and was like, okay, I'm ready. He got a goal so early on in the game, 2 minutes in that one. Martin Odegaard, captain, fantastic, doing so well for them right now. Edin Ketia as well, and Gabriel Martinelli. It's just amazing the age of all of these people I just mentioned, talking about the goal scorers. And
none of them is 23.
like,
Okay, Odegaard is 23.
yeah, and you're just like, sorry, oh, this is something, it's something fantabulous right there. And Mitoma, we have to mention Mitoma.
Is at the wrong club.
We cannot say that now. It's too early. It's too early. Well, Mitoma and even Ferguson did try to reduce the damage for their side, but it wasn't enough to get anything for Roberto De Zerbi's boys. But for Mikel Arteta, 3 points in the bag, just solidify your spot. Even though I know it's too early and all that stuff, but hey, just get comfortable at the top of the table. At this point now, are you ready to say Arsenal are actually gunning for the title?
Hello, they have been going for the title since the beginning of the season. Okay.
Would you count Arsenal as out and out title contenders?
I can't count them as out and out title contenders. They are just title contenders right now. They are not out and out. Forget the fact that they are 5 points ahead. No, chill. Let me explain. They are title contenders. They have been showing that since the beginning of the season, and they have not relented. Only lost a game all season, right? If I'm not mistaken, to Manchester United.
Yeah,
a game where they were very impressive in. So let's see.
They're 8 points clear at the top.
8 points clear. Okay. I'm not bad. There's no way I can badmouth them. As Yoruba would say,
your proverbs don't do it. No. Let's keep it English.
Okay, but see, Arsenal are in a good place. They are in a very, very good place right now. Psychologically, physically, mentally. See, let's say it as it is. Arsenal players, right? Arsenal players are not the best players in the world, but their team chemistry right now,
it's incredible.
It's more than incredible. Without even you, see, most of the time, right? We don't know if Arteta is starting the same starting 11, and they are doing the same thing, giving him the same results. I'm talking about Mikel Arteta. This man took so much knowledge from Pep Guardiola, added it to his own, and we are seeing it. He just added a little bit of some tweak. Let me just change here, and it's come on. If Arsenal win this league, I won't be surprised. I'm not saying they're out and out contenders, but if they win this league, I won't be surprised because they have because you are midway, they have half ended. They are 8 points clear of Manchester City, 18 points clear of Liverpool, 1 and 8, 18 points.
And this are talking about the two teams who were going neck to neck
for the past 5 seasons or so. So for Arsenal to be at this level, and Mikel Arteta coming in is not barren. Mikel Arteta is not barren at the moment. Mikel Arteta has two titles with these guys.
We're not counting a Community Shield.
But you can't see if it was Liverpool. Come on, let's see. 8 points above Manchester City, 16 points above Liverpool. See, these guys are marvelous right now this season. Just talk about Martin Odegaard, Captain Fantastico. This guy is beyond amazing. Is it his drives? Is it his layups? Is it left and right? The channel. He knows how to use it. Edin Ketia.
He's been having such a very good time. And
one more person. If I say this one person, you'll be surprised because he has never been playing. But if he plays, he scores. Reece Nelson. That's how good that's
This
how
side
good
have
Ate,
been.
that's how good Ateta has made these boys. You guys are here to win this. You are not. No, champions mentality is right. Is in them right now. But if that can sustain them,
To the end of the season.
is what
I mean,
matters.
we're just almost halfway through the season. We still
Yeah.
have also still have one more game to go before we have the second half of the season actually begin. And if you know the Premier League, we expect a lot of unexpected during the second half. A lot does go down, a lot
Yeah.
does happen, and we're here for all of that. And more away from that though, let's check on the other games that we have seen, and a very interesting one right there. Tottenham were toppled at home by Aston Villa. I didn't see it coming. Emi
They
Buendia and Douglas
never
Lewis,
see me coming.
the goal scorers. This music career, I don't think. No. Let's
No,
focus on
that
this
was
one.
not a music career. I was actually,
Okay.
trying to add some
All right.
chingba to the.
All right. Okay. As we are shakaing this song, this particular game here, we're seeing something from Aston Villa. We're seeing stuffs. We're seeing
We're seeing
sparks.
Emery's masterclass.
We're seeing things. We're seeing a lot of things. Your thoughts on this particular one?
Wow, just wow, because I can't say anything less. I can't say anything less than wow. First, there was a record broken that day. Just in case you don't know, Harry Kane's longest time on the pitch.
Did you have to measure that particular?
No, there's a reason how to measure it. Come on. Harry Kane's longest time on the football pitch without touching the ball. His first touch was at 20 something minutes. Harry Kane's longest record was 6 minutes. 20 something minutes. Emery. His boys were lining up like they were coming to face a war.
At some point,
we're
always having about 10, 9 behind the ball.
They don't care about you. If you want to play, you tire. As long as you cannot pass. Emery turned himself to prime Mourinho. 6-man defense. You guys don't spread. Choke them up.
Keep it static.
They choked. See, it was like this on Harry Kane. Harry Kane, Yumi-son got so frustrated he threw away his mask in like 15 minutes. He was so frustrated that early. For you to understand that, I said Aston Villa, Emery understood the assignment. Like, just I played against them when I was at Arsenal. I will beat them, and he did. His boys got 2 quick breaks, nice passes, fine goals. End of story. Antonio Conte would feel very, very bad because his boys, they tried his best, but they are best, but they don't block shop, block house, lock everything. There was no way to pass. So, Emery's masterclass is undeniable. This man is the man that has 3, 4, 5 formations in a match. He utilized like 12 in that 12 formations in that game just to make sure that he got all 3 points, and he did it fantastically well with a clean sheet at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's a very good one for Emery and not really a nice one for Antonio Conte. They railed their top chances, but they're back on track still.
Talking about Tottenham Hotspur and what it is that has been going on with them, it's just very interesting for me the fact that you don't know which Tottenham side will turn up.
Yes, very unpredictable.
This day you're like, go Tottenham, go Spurs. The next day you're like, I'm sorry, did you guys lose your boots? And for me, that unpredictability is why I'm worried for the rest of their season. But let's see if they can get something back.
One more thing about Tottenham, because prior to the season starting, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to say it as it is. I saw Liverpool struggling to an extent due to injuries and the departures of some players and all. But the team that I felt to be in Arsenal's position was Tottenham. And look at where they are.
Really?
I'm being serious. Have you forgotten how they finished last season? They finished very strong last season.
True,
and
true.
We knew that, they have Antonio Conte as manager.
And he had done some business.
He got Perisic. They have Kulusevski.
Richarlison as well.
Everybody was looking boom. And okay, let's see what Arsenal and Tottenham are going to do next season. Antonio Conte in his second season in a league is always wanting to win it. And that was my thought. I was like, okay, we are going to be facing problems in Tottenham. But apparently Tottenham are the one facing the problems.
The story of life. Learn something from that. Yeah. Okay, talking about away from Tottenham Hotspur, we now talk about this team that they just know how to pour sand in a lot of people's galley. I'm talking about Nottingham Forest, and Forest won, Chelsea won. Raheem Sterling put Chelsea ahead in this game, and it was looking like Chelsea would, hold on to that point. The 3 points, I beg your pardon, but they weren't able to do that courtesy of Sergio Rere getting the equalizer for Nottingham Forest. And basically, that was how it ended. Spurs shit 1-1. This particular game raised a lot of questions. Okay. Questions about the fact that, okay, will Nottingham Forest stay on in the league or would they be going back to the championship? Questions in a sense that have Forest put their bad start to the Premier League season behind them. Are they back? Or are they where they want to be? And all of that question. For Chelsea, did Chelsea making mistakes sacking Thomas Tuchel and getting Graham Potter? Is Graham Potter the right fit for Chelsea? Can he take Chelsea away from this problem they seem to be immersed in? A lot of questions, right? For Nottingham Forest now, right? I'm impressed with you, the fact that they were able to get something out of the game against Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea's goal wasn't all that fantastic. It was a good goal when you got a goal. So yeah, it was good. But it wasn't all of that. It wasn't attack. It wasn't sweet attack-minded football. But in this day and age, we don't talk too much about that. Let's talk about the results. Yeah. For Nottingham Forest, quite the drive, quite the belief, and all of that. So on both sides of the divide, your thoughts on Chelsea's performance, your thoughts on Nottingham Forest performance.
Whoa. So let me go to the one I'm more impressed about, Nottingham Forest. Here we were talking about Steve Cooper going to get sacked after like 7-8 games in charge of the team. Then my guy got an extension. Miranik is believing in him. Little by little, we were seeing changes. But that match against Chelsea was amazing because the goal they conceded was very, very unlucky. There was a cross deflected off Willy Boli, hit the bar, and
I thought it was going out.
Hit the crossbar, and Raheem Sterling, right place, right time, 1-0. Then the second half was a whole different ball game. It felt like Chelsea were facing Liverpool because of the red. The Nottingham Forest players were on. Taiwo Awoniyi felt like he took something in the dressing room prior to the second half. The man was bullying everyone, including our dear uncle security, Kalidou Koulibaly. Kalidou Koulibaly was bullied off the ball like 3 times by this Nigerian. I was like, seriously, and not just in the old Nottingham Forest players. They turned up for the second half. They had more attempts on goal. They were all over Chelsea, all over. And kudos to Arrizabalaga. He made some good saves, but he could not stop Sergio's goal. There was no way stopping that. These guys deserve more than that 1 point, and I will not really. I don't want to miss my words, but Steve Cooper and Nottingham Forest don't look like they're going to be relegating. Chelsea, on the other hand, they've made one of the most blatant, because all we can see, it's blatant and literally unforgivable error in sacking Thomas Tuchel after how many games? 3 games or 3.5 games? Because something I was telling me that Dinamo Zagreb game, it was probably half time he got sacked. They just made us know later because. Okay, new manager, new drive, new energy. I don't want all this.
It's for the first 5 games.
I just want everything to clean up and everything. I want to put my own, have my own, what's it called?
Spin.
My own style. Model, everything. I just want it inside this thing. So you feel Thomas Tuchel is not going to be part and parcel of it. So you want to replace him, right? You fired the poor man, appointed Graham Potter from Brighton, who has been doing well with Brighton, right? Who has been doing well with Brighton. Brighton was our third season in the league prior to him going to Chelsea. So you guys got Graham Potter. See, I'm honestly trying to still wonder what Todd Boehly was thinking. This same Thomas Tuchel was one that what's it called, signed Kalidou Koulibaly, signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Said the club should retain Amando Broya, should retain Konogolaga, do not think go on loan. He knows what he wants. This man won the Champions League and the Super Cup. No, they didn't win the Super. They did win the Super Cup. This man won the Champions League and the Super Cup and the Club World Cup. For you people, right? Second season. I don't care if you are the new owner, you are from Atlantica, or as long as you know that this man was the one that won all these things and he didn't win it starting the season with us. It's midway. Give him the chance to start the season. You want to fire him. You are not happy with his model. You want to improve your own model. Still give him the season, or still give him half of the season. You don't because you don't want you fired him early. We are Chelsea right now.
They're
Christian
there.
Pulisic.
They're there on the table.
Now they are just like Christian Pulisic this season, who has been off form. What jersey number does he wear? Off form. See, let's just be realistic. Chelsea made a big error in sacking Thomas Tuchel, and when they were trying to recruit, they went to go and recruit. How would I put it? He's not a youngster, but he looks like a youngster. He went to go and recruit a youngster in the coaching line, because there is no way in this world Graham Potter comes close to Thomas Tuchel's CV. What does he want? Literally nothing. How many teams has he managed? 3.
It's cemented. Right.
Don't let me football without violence, please. Don't let me get angry and change it for you, because I know you're not a Chelsea fan. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I'm just saying this because I am pained as a football fan that this is a title-winning manager. You know what this man can bring. So now you took him off. This man got Khalid Koulibaly, as I was saying, because he knows he uses a 3-man defense. He knows how he plays. So now you got him fired. You appointed the manager that uses 2-man defense for backline of 4, right? Everything's scatter.
But don't you think that if Graham Potter is given time with this Chelsea side, he's going to be able to turn things around?
Yeah, he's going to do that. Oh, definitely. But probably after they finish like 18th this season or 17th this season, knock out the Champions League, knock out the FA Cup, knock out the EFL Cup, they don't have anything to win. I want to see what Torbelli have to say about that. Probably between me and you and every one of us watching us, do you think Thomas Tuchel would take Chelsea to 10th position right now? It's never happened. They fired him when they were 3rd.
They weren't doing so well.
They weren't doing so well after 3 games.
How many games did they lose? Dynamo Zagreb. I'm just trying to understand what was going through Todd Boehly's mind.
Ego.
No, I think it's the fact that he's coming in, and we did hear talks that their relationship has broken down.
Yeah.
And communication, beg your pardon, has broken down.
Yeah.
And they were not agreeing. They were not seeing eye to eye on certain things. And I think that was why.
Yeah, that was why. But the main reason that we have been hiding is the fact that this man wants to be the sporting director. Todd Boehly. He wants to be the sporting director of what? Are you? How sporty are you?
Well, we will be looking forward to seeing.
97 with AC, so not being with AC.
Okay.
They're through for Fana. That's what they are signing. Benoit Badashile. That's what they are signing. They are signing. Kids.
Young stars.
They are signing kids, and their mates are there signing
to a rebuilding.
It speaks to a rebuilding, and probably the next 25 years they win something probably tangible. Come on.
Okay.
And
while Chelsea are building, they are not yet Dallas Cowboys. No, they are not. They are still Chelsea.
You can't call them Dallas Cowboys. London Cowboys. LC. Now P remain for front.
I would not laugh. So away from that, for game week 19, we still have a lot to cover, guys. I hope you're as excited as I am to talk about all of this. And here we have quite the game. Izzy Baba would enjoy talking about this one, most definitely. Brentford taking on Liverpool at the GTEC Stadium. And what a washing. They washed Liverpool's green. Now, it has faded. Okay, and we had an unfortunate own goal from Ibrahim Konate. And Juan Wissa was not to be denied. VR denied him twice, but he got his goal in the end. 2 goals. It was Oxlade-Chamberlain did pull one back. His first goal of the season on his 100th appearance for Liverpool. And we had Brandon Bremo crown it with a cherry on top. 3 goals to 1, a comprehensive victory for Brentford, a comprehensive loss for Liverpool. Your thoughts?
My first thought is our third guy is not a good person. I just left talking about Chelsea, blasting about Chelsea. You have to come and put it out. It is what it is. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to say bad. But a very catastrophic display from the Reds. Very, very calamitous in all sense defensively. They were just everywhere without being nowhere. Like it was hard to watch to an extent. At some point, it was hard to watch because Brentford started the game like it was the Champions League / World Cup final. They were not playing.
They were hungry. They were very hungry.
They were playing football, but they were not playing. If anything has stood between them and the goal, they were ready to kill the football balance. They were ready to take out
whoever was standing there.
Straight up. And Ali considered 6.
Poor Ali.
Ali considered 6 in one game. 3 offsides.
Okay.
Ali considered 6 in one game.
Okay.
Even when Aston Villa beat us 7-2, it was not Ali that was in goal.
Lucky him.
It can't be. Well,
But hey, now I want to talk about a bit about Thomas Frank and what he has been doing. It's very exciting to know. Before we went on the break, talking about the World Cup break, Brentford had a comprehensive win over Manchester City. They have played Manchester United, a comprehensive win. 4 goals.
Very comprehensive.
Why did you have to do that?
Because I'll score one.
4 goals to nil, right? It was against Manchester United. Played out a draw against Chelsea. Played out a draw against Tottenham.
Yeah.
The only big side who has gotten the better of Thomas Frank has got to be Arsenal.
Yeah.
And which speaks to the reason why they're top of the table right there. So what he's doing on the for and with Brentford, we're seeing something really exciting. Ivan Toney did not feature in this particular game, but they did not miss him.
Thank God. Because yeah, it could have been worse. Let's be realistic. Now 3 we shop. If I told you there'll be 7. See, okay, first things first, right? Thomas Frank and Brentford. See, it's a match made in heaven. So it's a match made in heaven. It feels like Frank has been their manager since he was born. That's how it has. That's how it feels. They are playing. See, that's the thing with some teams like Liverpool. If you see Liverpool, you see Jurgen Klopp. Even without seeing him, you see Liverpool, you see Jurgen Klopp. You see Barca play. That time you see Guardiola, right? Man City, you see Man City play, you see Guardiola. You see Brentford play, you see Thomas Frank. Only if you have not been watching Brentford. They don't care about you scoring. But can you score? You still can score. But their midfield, no big names in their midfield, but good enough. Attack. Wisa, Mbuemo, Da Silva, and their daddy, who just mentioned. Oh, come on now. I don't want to call him one name, but we know the name. I'm not calling him one name, but still, they did well for themselves at the GTEC stadium. They blew Liverpool away comprehensively. Wisa was on another planet. He was looking for the Ballon the other night. Pitying him, it had already been given to Karim Benzema. So I don't want to be salty, but I was salty there. See, at the beginning of the game, there was some question marks regarding some Liverpool players and their fitness, and it was obvious. Van Dijk was removed half time. He's injured right now, out for the month.
Yeah, 6 weeks
at the least. So
hamstring
injury. Liverpool's midfield has been non-existent. Fabinho has been all sort of shades, all sort of blah blah blah.
We have Fabinho, Thiago, and Elliot in midfield.
We only have Thiago in midfield, please. Elliot is still looking for how he will get himself out of Elliot. Fabinho I think he's still in Brazil. So Thiago has just been a major midfield player this season. Henderson has, I think he
did not feature at all. It wasn't on the bench. He did not start this game.
I know. That's what I'm going to. Like Henderson, that we know is literally always fit, and when he's available for us, he's always impeccable. But this season himself, he's just been. I think we are still looking for Ndadadi, not Henderson, because he's just there without really doing anything. Our attack line. See, kudos to Darwin Núñez for that game. He was very unlucky. He had a few chances. He was the most dangerous Liverpool player on the night, but luck didn't shine on him that game and everything. Our goal was Oxlade Chamberlain's 100th appearance for us, good goal. But my own, I only have 3 good players out of Liverpool this season. Like this season, Alisson. You can't deny Alisson has been Liverpool's best player this season. Without him, we are
shipping. I mean, Liverpool have considered 22 goals in the EPL. It just might have been double that. So.
Like, exactly. Thiago Alcantara and Alexander Arnold. Alexander Arnold at the beginning of the season, after the 3-4 games, he was bashed as usual. He's not, but since
he's been on a very, very good
come on. Especially what that man that usually used the South Gate to pass where I used to do. With what he did to him at the World Cup and everything, everybody was like, is this the fall of Arnold? Is he going to be down? And with the rise of Rhys James being the top choice, even Christian Chipper is taking his spot and everything, is going to affect him? But the only thing that is affecting is Liverpool. It doesn't affect him. He was impeccable. Did you see his cross for the goal? Come on, see.
His first assist of the season, which is unusual.
That's what I'm going to. Very unusual. Our midfield has been shambolic. The person that used to like protect Arnold when he goes forward, he needs protecting himself. I'm talking about Fabinho. It's that bad. So I am not making excuses for these boys. They have been shambolic this season. If I had the chance, I would whip them all for 40 strokes of cane. Just
Football,
to
no violence.
football no violence, but that one is not killing them. It's just making them know that yes, you are making mistakes where you're not supposed to make mistakes at. But it is what it is. They are pro ballers. They don't know what they are there to do. And hopefully with the arrival of Cody, with the Gakpo, we have Cody Gakpo. Woo-hoo! The arrival of Cody Gakpo, and for you, hopefully midfield
Why are you
reinforcements.
praying? It's football, it matters.
Yes, midfield reinforcements, because the only reason I'm praying is FSG. No other reason. FSG. I've
Okay.
never seen any more tight-fisted
It's a
owners.
business. It's a business.
It's a business.
It's a
They bought us
business.
for the money that they used
It's a
to pay,
business.
they used to pay
It's a
Mbappe.
business. It's a business.
They wait. PSG bought Neymar for 222 million. Liverpool was bought for 78 million pounds short.
Short of that.
No more. We were bought for
298.
300 million.
Yeah.
Right? They got us for 300 million. You know how much you are worth right now?
Isn't
Almost 3 billion.
you did not reach.
He never do. The one I don't see the going.
Okay. And while Liverpool are looking for people to come and buy them, you guys can help their situation right there. Away from that, Leicester City's fate went from bad to worse, or should I say, they are not yet back from getting out of that spot they're currently at. Leicester City 0, Fulham 1. It was quite the game.
Yep.
Leicester did have, and they did throw a lot going forward, but it wasn't enough to get them a goal in this particular one. Fulham are still in the business right there. Alexander Mitrovic getting, doing what he's supposed to do, and shout out to him. Your thoughts on this particular game?
Well, that is Mitrovic's first goal in 7 games. You would think like he's supposed to have scored before that, but yeah, first goal in 7 games. Missed the penalty in the previous game. But I think he's almost in double digits in goals this season. But this is their 4th win in a row in all comps. I'm talking about Fulham in all comps, 4th win in a row. Very, 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 very good place for them. Marco Silva, I doff my hat to him and his boys, Kebano, the likes. Every one of them has been a fantastic and amazing. They are not going back to the championship. Factos, they aren't. But Leicester, Brendan Rodgers, he's not going to the championship. He's not going to get himself relegated.
You sure about that?
Yeah, because before it was 20th, no wins, right? Have you forgotten? No wins. And Danny Ward was still like he was in the hospital ward. We don't know what was his problem, but they picked up at the right moment, got themselves many valuable points, found themselves where they are right now. But
they're still not far away from.
They're not far away, but a couple of losses hasn't really helped, and they have been unlucky this season. There's no luck in football, but there's luck in football. They have been unlucky as can be, because look at what happened with First and Liverpool. They were leading and they were playing well until what happened. Just know that most of their games they either play well. You see Vardy through, Barnes through,
Tillemans, everybody.
And before you know, they
just. You think they're missing Madison though?
They are missing him. But when he's playing, he's always boom. But one man doesn't make a team. The whole team needs rejuvenating. Ndidi is no more the Ndidi we know. Kelechi doesn't really start anymore. Literally doesn't play anymore, and it's painful to see. But the players they have, they are coming to the party, but they are coming to the party very late. Tillemans is not Tillemansing. All of them, literally all of them, they need to step up their game if they don't want to go to the championship, right? But I'm not going to be putting any blame on Brendan Rodgers. You can't tell them where to shoot, you can't tell them where to pass. You just do his bit, and he's been doing his bit. So the best team on the night won in Fulham. Hopefully Leicester's luck change in the next game, as long as he's not playing Liverpool.
Okay. So points gotten right there for Brendan Rodgers and his boys. Okay, on that note, we're going on a very, very short break. Stick around. We'll be right back. Football analysis continues right here on your #1 online television station, SEETV. Welcome back. This is still football analysis on CTV, and now to the Emirates Stadium where Arsenal were held to a draw. And talking about Newcastle, it was quite a game. At some point in that game, either party could have taken it. Arsenal could have taken that one, all points. Newcastle also had their own chances, but hey, the Spurs were shared 1 point apiece. It ended, I think, for Eddie Howe and Mikel Arteta. Like, not bad.
Yeah, not
We
bad.
know what we wanted, but hey, not bad.
Yeah, well, first against third. Apparently at that time it was first against second, right?
Yeah.
First against second, and see, Newcastle held their own. Newcastle, they held their own. Two very young coaches in the game, Eddie and Mikel. They well, they did good. They both did good. They have been doing good in the Premier League this season. Arsenal, obviously. Newcastle, super obviously. And see, when a manager has the backing of the owners, and you have the confidence that you can do what you want to do, and your players to love you, and they are willing to play for you, this is what is going to come out of it. Look at where Arsenal is. Look at where Newcastle is. They both give us something fantastic to watch on the night. It might be even Stevens at the end of the day, but it was beautiful to see. I honestly speaking, I would have loved probably one team to lose, or the other one to at least let's get some goals. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, we were talking about Lascelles and Botman and their defense, and Pope being boom back to back clean sheets. Not been easy. Not easy to achieve in this Premier League these days, but they have been doing it with ease, and it's going to be very hard not to see Newcastle in Europe this season. It's probably something very drastic
Has to happen.
for us not to see them in Europe this season. They look Europe bound, and whoa, what an investment for the Saudi consortium.
Absolutely right there. Away from that one, let's take a look at other games that did go down. We had Everton taking on Brighton, and Brighton decided to return with so much fire. Excuse you, Arsenal, you did that. My Toma, the man we've been talking about, Ferguson as well, Solimat, what a goal, Pascal Gross as well, and then we had Demarai Gray from the penalty spot to reduce the deficit. It was too little, too late though. 4-1, it ended in favor of Brighton. What a performance from Brighton! What an imperial performance! What a way to win and win convincingly! What a way to bounce back! They considered for their last game against Arsenal and decided to return the favors, unfortunately now to Everton, because they already have their own problems. And what a way to do that. Let's talk about Maitoma, Ferguson, Solimarch, everybody basically for Brighton. They did stumble the previous game, but what a way to come back.
Roberto De Zerbi is one of the luckiest man, because he left Shakhtar Donetsk while the war was raging in Ukraine, was out of a job for a while, just a little bit. He got the opportunity created to him by Todd Boehly. Yeah, he got the opportunity created by Todd Boehly by sacking Tuchel, round robin of managers. Then he got appointed to Brighton, and I see they have been in the Champions League, right, consistently, Shakhtar, but Brighton is an upgrade on what Shakhtar has been doing. Shakhtar are champions of Ukraine League. I'm not disputing that. If they catch Brighton, they will be Brighton. I'm not saying they are not going to do that, but playing in the Premier League, having this kind of exposure, and you are playing in a you got appointed to a mid-table team, but with fantastic players, and what's it called? Their style of play. They don't want a manager style of play. They want Brighton style of play. And okay, your style of play actually works well with us. Come along, and come on. We are seeing what he's been doing with these guys. They know how to score for fun. They might be conceding. It's normal, of course, based on their defensive qualities, but they have been doing the needful. You just talked about Maitoma. Where did this boy come from? Have you seen his legs?
The Milan, he's got such quick feet.
He's passed like 25 players. Boom, net. Quick goals, beautiful goals. See, every one of them has been going to the party. Ivan Ferguson, prior to this game, prior to the World Cup, who is
it? Was just there.
He was just there. Look at him now. Like 3 goals in his last 3 games. Assist to part of it.
Solimarch seemed like he was.
I was about to talk about Solimarch. We are in January, but my guy is marching towards his. Go, see, March. See, did you see that goal?
I did. It was that.
Yeah, that's back-to-back banging goals, and it's not easy to have that kind of thing in the Premier League. your focus is let's get good goals, let's get, but they are doing it beautifully, beautifully. Tariq Lamptey, he has woken up. March has woken up. Trossard, he has never been sleeping. Literally all of them are well. Oh, now I know how they got my Toma. My Toma was a replacement from Wepo. Wepo that stopped football because of his now. Come on. Well, I'm not going to say anything because I want to say something very hard. I'm not going to say anything, but still, great one for Brighton, great one for the Reserve. Lampard, Everton. Sorry, you. Championship is calling. He's just paying me for my boy, and he just signed a contract extension.
I don't think they will be
He just
answering
signed
the
a
call.
contract. He's about to sign a contract extension.
By
more
your
like
boy, you're talking Alex Iwobi.
Alex Iwobi.
Okay.
He was one that got them the penalty for the only goal.
Well,
he has been the spark for that team this season. Not even that. Not even Cam Cavallo is just coming back. Not even Anthony Gordon. Not. Oh my boy,
Okay.
Demara Gray. Why is Demara Gray in Everton?
Well, he is there,
Why
and that's where he's going to remain until something does happen. All right, Manchester United 3, Bournemouth 0, and United are having quite a time, back-to-back wins, and smooth, easy sailing it was for the Reds right there. Casemiro got a very good goal. Luke Shaw is yeah, okay. I saw what you did there. Luke Shaw doing Shaw stuff, you know, and Marcus Rashford continuing on this run of form. At this point, there's not too much analysis. United won, and that's it.
Yeah, United won 3-0, clean sheets, good game, good goal, Ten Hag ball in motion, clean. Shaw, Roberto Carlos. Have you seen that boy lately? Fantastic. Casemiro, you know he's a case. Has always been a case. He always been a case. He will always be a case. And then there's Marcus Rashford, who knows how to be at the right place at the right time, talking the goals, getting the points, everything. So everything's working out well for Manchester United.
Away from that one, that's it, short and sweet. Away from that, we have Southampton taking on Nottingham Forest and back-to-back wins. Okay, no.
They got points.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, they had a draw in the previous. Yeah, 4 points in 2 for them, and Southampton cannot say the same. No points in 2. And Taiwo Awoniyi, the man who got the goal for Forest in this particular one, and it's like this. The ministry is finally starting to move for Forest.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I'm actually very happy because we need.
Even though they started the resurgence with Liverpool.
That's why I'm actually happy that they did not just beat Liverpool. They are beating other teams. They are saying they're taking points. Yes, and Chelsea took points off Chelsea. Okay. What are you on about?
Sorry,
they are. So they are. They are doing well. They are doing well. Their resurgence is what I want. We want Champions League winning sides in the Premier League, not the ones that have not won Champions League before. You're saying. So they
please take your sub.
Good enough for not
now. Talking to you.
Good enough for not now for us. Good enough for Steve Cooper. Miranikis he did well. He knows what he's doing. He's done well. But these guys are still saying they want to buy more players. They can't want to meet from Gremio this January. They are trying to look at one more.
At this point, when they sign 30, if you continue like this,
most likely it's looking like it. It's looking like it.
Okay, Leeds United 2, West Ham 2. Maybe some good news there for David Moyes and his boys. Maybe not. Leeds United, they could have gotten maximum points in this one. They looked like they were going to get it because of how good all 2 of the goals were. Beautiful, we have to say. For West Ham as well, it was not boring. From the penalty to Skamaka's goal, stunners. So we had 4 fantastic goals, but points shared, 1 point apiece. For both managers, do you think either of them is going to be disappointed?
Yeah, not to get all 3 points, but not overly disappointed with their boys. They did as told. They played to perfection to an extent. But yeah, they can't be mad. It's a match can't be mad at his boys. Same as David Moyes. The 1 point was evenly shared amongst 2 good sides who got fine goals. Even Lucas Paqueta's penalty was a very fine goal. No look penalty. Who does that?
A very
disrespectful player. So Leeds actually I enjoy watching it play. It's a match knows how to give us the tap. He's not really making us miss Marcelo Bielsa. Marcelo Bielsa knows how to rampage his boys, go and attack these people. But their defense is always empty. Not with his match. That's what he has changed a bit.
Almost like a massive attack, massive
Massive defense,
defense
and
situation.
yeah, it's looking good. Gnotto's goal was beautiful, was very beautiful, and those are the. I enjoyed his goal. I enjoyed Rodrigo Moreno's goal as well. Both left-footed, bottom corner goals. Skamaka's Skamaka's goal was the goal of the night actually. Not even the two of them's goal.
Absolutely has to be. I mean, what a goal that was. But hey, let's see if Leeds United were able to short things up at the back, and perhaps stop considering at some point. But hey,
Hopefully,
and for West Ham as well, probably going to be leaving the relegation zone anytime soon. That remains to be seen. Aston Villa 1, Wolves 1. Daniel Podence for the goal. It was to put Wolves ahead in this one. Danny Ings, yeah, he's still here, and he showed us what he's about. I mean, he leveled that 1-1. Villa have gotten, I mean, they got something out of it from a game that was looking like it was getting away from them,
yeah.
at some point. So for both managers, for Lopetegui, Wolves need to leave that relegation, but they are swimming. They are enjoying, maybe not so much the waters,
with the Sharks.
And something has got to change. For Aston Villa, I mean, still there.
Yeah, still there for the Emery boys and Lopetegui boys. Actually, these guys they know themselves from the Spanish league proper. So I'm not really surprised about the outcome of the game being a draw. They cancelled out each other, and yeah, Poden's goal was very potent, beautiful, beautiful goal. The equalizer was good too. Might have been avoided if their defensive what's it called line was intact, but still, it was a point shared, and Wolves are looking. Ah, it's hard to see Wolves come out of this, but we still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go, and as long as the whole board can trust in Lopetegui, first manager that I know that is not Portuguese that they are getting. So let's see what he's going to do for them.
Okay, let's see if Wolves will be surviving right there.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, it's not looking likely, but we still have 18 more games to play, so a long, long way.
All I'm just saying is Reds from these guys. Reds.
There's a sprinkle
of grey.
Of grey and green.
No sprinkle of green, Kaka. It's a touch of green. It's more like a sprinkle of grey.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, let's see if Wolves will be surviving, or if they will be staying on in the Premier League. I mean, they've got the quality. Let's see if something will be changing in their season. Away from Wolves and Aston Villa's encounter, where we had points shared at the Villa Park, we had Tottenham return to winning ways, and what a way to do that! An emphatic win for Tottenham, and they did defeat Palace at home. Harry Kane getting two fantastic.
I can relate.
Oh, the goals were good. Yeah, that's the point. Matt Doherty and Son Heung-min on the score sheet. 4-0, 4 emphatic goals. Very good win for Antonio Conte. And this is part of where I say which Tottenham side will show up on the day.
We don't know. That's the problem. That's just what they did in this game against Crystal Palace. In fact, they even showed it to us in one single game. The first half, beam, they were non-existent. Second half is when they got the 4 goals, and we're like, So if you play like this, you guys can play. I think they knew that if they actually ended the game goalless, or Crystal Palace got a goal, and Liverpool win their next game, they're just 2 points behind them. So they had to rally and get all maximum points, and they did it in fantastic fashion with Harry Kane having an hand and leg and heart and chest and nose in every of the goals. He's an amazing forward. We all argue that he's at the wrong club, but it looks like that club is perfect for him. It's just the trophy that is missing. Just the trophy that is missing. Yeah, just is in capital letters, bolded, underlined, and italic at the same time. But we know it is the main problem he has with the team. But Harry Kane is like the heartbeat of Tottenham, and we saw it on the night. He was everything and everywhere for them. Got them the goal, 3 points. I can't say the same about Crystal Palace. They come to the party when they need to come to the party. But when they are meant to showcase their strength and do the grits and the falter. Even when the game was still a goal, was a 0-0.
They were outplayed.
They had a few chances off the breaks, and trust the bros to waste it. Trust him to waste it. I'm not mentioning names. I've already chastised him earlier. So I'm just going to free him a little bit.
Chelsea taking on Manchester City. That one happens today, and this was the postponed game. And backside. So, so what do you think will happen? We had Everton shock Manchester
City.
City. I mean, who would have thought that City would get a point off of
Yeah.
taking on Everton? And they even get no. Everton wrestled a point off of them, and now we're seeing Chelsea who need for something to change in. Okay, so your thoughts on this one?
If this match ends goalless, there's gonna be riots, and I'm gonna start it from here straight up to the Etihad. But let's be realistic. I don't want no goalless draws. I want to see goals, goals.
Well, that is the inevitable one is available.
Achikimbo.
You think?
It's coming.
Well,
Then
okay.
what? See, let me just state. Let me just state as it is. Chelsea are not in a good place.
True.
Manchester City are in a good place.
Okay.
Their defense is not in a good place.
All right.
Have you seen any Lallana?
Okay.
Have you seen De Bruyne?
All right.
Have you seen Foden?
Okay.
Have you seen Alvarez?
Okay.
Me will not start
Okay.
Just see. I just want to put. I don't know.
Have you seen Aubameyang? Have you seen Sterling? Have you seen Mount?
I've not seen them. That's the problem.
Ouch.
They are missing.
Ouch.
Every one of them is missing.
Ouch.
Man City for the win.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That was quite harsh. If you
It's just if you win. I'm up for Chelsea to win.
yes, sarcastic much. Serie A, and off we go to that. We had Milan taking on Salernitana, 2-1.
Yeah.
It ended for Milan, and very interesting.
Yeah.
Talking about Rafael,
Tonali.
Leao owned that game. He had everything to do with what was going on up top. Olivier Giroud as well. He did not get a goal, but hey, not for lack of trying. We have to mention, but 2 good goals.
He's about to renew.
That
Actually.
gave, yeah, and
Rafael is about to renew. I don't want him to renew. Come.
people can't.
If you don't get Mbappe, come, please.
Can you imagine if you ever make you feel like a second choice?
He cannot hear me right now. When I was calling him, I was making him feel like first choice at that time. But
right. So for this one, I don't think we were surprised that Milan got maximum points over Salernitana.
No.
And maybe game on for the Serie A title.
Straight up game on because we knew what happened between the Inter and Napoli game. And well, I don't see them getting a back-to-back league title. That's just it. She wants to kill me, but let's go.
Football no violence. I'm not, I'm a preacher of love. I don't do well. For Spezia taking on Atalanta, that game was interesting. Spezia are embroiled in relegation waters, but they gave Atalanta a run for their money, and so Atalanta had to fight back to get back into this one. They went 2 goals down, and Emmanuel Grassi and Nzoya, who has had he's been having such a good time for Spezia.
Yeah.
And we had Oijent and Pasalic getting the goals for Atalanta. For Gasperini, are you worried for him?
Nope. This is just a resumption. First game resuming back. Necessarily there will be faulters, and the goals they considered was them not being aware about the positioning of their opposition. Got them off guard. 2 goals back. But you know Atalanta and what they could do. You saw them coming back and getting 2 goals. Even if they were missing Ademola Lookman and Zapata is not still back to being Zapata, but they did well. You shouldn't be worried.
Okay, away from that, we also had some other actions across different match centers. We had Roma taking on Bologna, 1-0. It was in favor of Roma, and Pellegrini was the man who converted from the penalty spot. And Roma had to fight tooth and nail to hold on to the 3 points right there. But one man we know he was instrumental in that win, as it were. Tammy Abraham had a lot defending. There was that clearance off of the line, and I was like,
my guy was like, you scored a trick.
It
felt like an trick.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we did not have Jose Mourinho on the touchline.
Sebastian Putti was there.
In case you were wondering.
As usual.
Yeah. So, but for this one, Roma doing the needful, and is this game on? Like, would Roma give us something like title challenge?
No, probably the Champions League spots. They're not giving us any title challenge at all. It's not happening. Thank you.
Oh, that hurts. Okay, away from that one, we also have Lazio stumble to Lecce, 2-1. It was in favor of Lecce, and was a comprehensive win for them, we have to say. Immobile was the man who actually got Lazio on the way. We got the first goal in this particular one, but Lecce pulled something. They 2 goals from somewhere, somehow, and they got the result right there. Stravesia and Colombo were the men who got 2 goals for Lecce. For Maurizio Sarri and his boys, they're still fifth on the table, right? But your thoughts on the game in general?
Uh, they were lackluster at the end of the day. They got the first goal. They were like, okay, oh, let's see, they go chop and tire. But now then finally chop and Immobile he got the goal, but was wasteful at some points, and them not having too many attacking players is something. They know how to get the goals, but all the team get the goals. You only have Immobile. Tell me other player, attacking player you know in Lazio. Did
I would say
you
maybe the biggest is
not the
Immobile.
biggest is Immobile. They have others, but biggest is Immobile, and there's just little to much towards them to what he can do on the team. So, and that was his first game back after a while. So, Maurizio Sarri shouldn't be worried, but he should just be disappointed in what his boys did to him on the night. They could have gotten all 3 points, but they failed to do so. Kudos to Lecce.
Okay, and for Juventus, was a hard fought win for them right there.
What do you expect? Do you know how many times I called him? Do you know how many times I threatened him?
Please,
I threatened him on
please,
hair.
please,
I threatened him on phone, on social media.
Okay, I can just really cross the line. Who got the goal at the later stages of the game for Juventus, but it was enough to give them. I mean, it's quite a run, and it's very interesting for me how Juventus have been able to turn the season around.
Straight up.
Now it's all green. The land is green.
7 straight wins in the league.
Amazing.
It's something fantastic for them. My call to Pavel Nedved and Agnelli has worked wonders. Allegri is doing the needful right now, as usual, as I expected of him before. Seeing my team in 11th place, is he okay? Right now we're third, so he's all doing good. And shout out to Akadoit Bilik. There was a free kick, and they were like, "Oh, there's no more Pogba. Oh, there's no more Perlo. Oh, there's no more Dybala." I was like, "No, don't worry, I can do it."
And he did.
Absolutely,
I can do it. A fantastic free kick from
him. You
him.
didn't get that, eh?
I'm choosing to not understand. There's only so much I can take on one show. Okay, away from that one, arguably the biggest result of the night in the Serie A yesterday. We had Inter Milan getting the better of Napoli. Napoli stumbled to the first
look at the glow. Look at the glow on her face as she's saying it.
Of the season. I'm just doing my job. Inter Milan won, Napoli nil. Edin Dzeko was the man, and what an header it was. The thumbnail for me for that highlight is it's everything. It's everything. But something that's very interesting for me is the fact that that was Inter Milan's only shot on target.
And they got the goal.
Yeah.
And it was you're talking about Sarri being worried about his boys not performing well. No, it should be Spalletti. His boys were just. I was going to say it's the break that is taking the toll on them.
So.
We don't know, probably. But how many of them went to the World Cup?
And not so much the World Cup.
But the break
there
was a break in transmission.
Yeah, momentum and all.
Fine, good. But Osimhen probably had just 3 touches in the game.
It's not that bad.
It's that bad for my guy. Highest goal scorer in the league. Who near him? See? Okay. But it's painful though, but good ones for Inter Milan. Lukaku back in the starting lineup. Still no Lautaro Martinez, still on his holiday. Even though everybody else has resumed, he's not on holiday for doing nothing, literally. So good one for Inter Milan. 3 points that they really, really, really needed to get, and they got it fantastically well with the old war horse in Edin Dzeko, and Inzaghi should be happy with his boys.
Absolutely. Away from the Serie A and happenings there, let's move over to the Ligue 1, where we had Lens take on PSG. It was New Year's Day. Fixtures wasn't the best New Year's Day gift for Christopher Garcia and his boys, but they got a goal courtesy Ugo Ekitike. And for Lens, it was Frankowski, Openda, as well as Morris getting 3 goals for them. The way they celebrated it meant a lot. And in case you did not know, Lens a second behind PSG, and they've reduced the deficit now to 4 points right there. So game on.
Get what?
Game on.
Game on in the Ligue 1, not game on in the title chase. See, after this defeat, right? We all know PSG. They will go on the 16-game winning streak. See, if you are lucky, you go shop 3. If they shop 6, 5, 4, 5, 4, 6, 5.
I don't think it's been that bad. But
Messi wasn't on the match.
Yeah,
Neymar
Mbappe was.
Neymar didn't play.
Mbappe was.
There was so much Mbappe could do.
Mbappe
He
was.
created the first goal.
Mbappe was.
And now he go defend the rest of the goals.
Okay.
Don't be like, see, don't leave the Mbappe was. Our students were playing at their home. They were overly motivated. They are second on the log, unprecedented second on the log. Just like what Newcastle are doing right now. They are second on the log. No, who's our students? Who expected our students to be second? Nobody. Now they are second, and they are trying to cement that spot. That okay.
I saw it coming. Okay. Before this gentleman is pushed to violence, let's continue. And okay, we did not have La Liga games over the last few days. We did have on. So I'll just run through the results right there. Atletico Madrid 2-0 in favor. And Atletico took that one, and we had a sprinkling of red card as well. Atletico got red carded, Elche as well. Getafe 2, Mallorca 0. Celta Vigo 1, Sevilla 1. Cadiz 1, Almeria 1. Valladolid 0, Real Madrid 2. There was also a red card there for Valladolid. Barcelona 1, Espanyol 1. There was also a red card for both parties.
Red card season.
Absolutely. Real Sociedad 2, Osasuna 0, and Villarreal 2, Valencia 1. But we did have action in the Copa del Rey, and
7 red cards on the weekend. How would you do that?
Barcelona. Intercity 3, Barcelona 4.
Call the name of the team again.
Intercity.
Intercity. Yes, is that a football club or a school?
Okay.
Sounds like a school team.
I don't need to ask you.
It sounds like a community team actually. Intercity.
But for me, this game, what was your thoughts? Barca won in extra time, but
did they?
They did win.
They were lucky.
But they did win.
Barcelona were playing like that against a third division side in Spain. Oh, come on, they won, right? But they were very, very, very unimpressive.
Okay, and well, they did win. Away from that one, we had Oviedo 0, Atletico Madrid 2. Thoughts?
Shout out to Antonio Griezmann, biggest man of the night.
Absolutely. And then we had Real Madrid Sereno. They were playing 1-0. What a goal from Rodrigo, though. Pele.
I just did it. Shout out to Pele.
So yeah, and that was that. For Bundesliga, we still have holidays going on. Lucky boys.
They are chilling.
I swear.
They aren't playing until the 20th.
Yeah, and it's quite a holiday.
Why is everybody not rushing to the Bundesliga to go and just chill? Like, yeah, Christmas, I'm not play for.
When Bayern is saturated, where then do you play for?
Dortmund.
And
okay. Cone.
End of service. All right, guys, we hope you had as much fun as we did talking football. It was quite a roundup. It was extensive. So if you missed it, please do well to catch up. All right, SEETV Live is the handle on YouTube. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, basically. So make sure you connect with us. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know your predictions for this game tonight. Chelsea taking on Manchester City. Do you think Chelsea will take it, or Manchester City will give them, or just swap it? All right. So take care, guys. Have a lovely day. And bye for now from the both of us in the studio.
Bye. If this guy scores an hat-trick this night, he's going to equal what he scored